Welcome to my YouTube channel, and today we're gonna make some epoxy stained glass lanterns. So stick around, watch till the end, and give us a like, follow us, subscribe, do whatever you need to do, but enjoy this video. Here you can see the lanterns we picked up at a craft store. They've got a piece of glass in them, but they're just pretty plain white one. We got a black one here, nothing fancy. Picked them up for a few bucks. They are battery powered, so we're gonna mix up some 2-part epoxy. It's a low VOC, equal parts by volume, part A and part B. Mix these together right here. We'll get them stirred up good and make sure we scrape all the sides so that we get it stirred in good, and then we'll go ahead and start coating the sides of the lanterns. Here we're going to put a little bit of the epoxy in each one of the squares just to seal it so that the color doesn't leak from one side to the next. So we'll just put a little dab in each one of those squares. And then we'll push it around into the corners and along the edges so that when we put the color in, it doesn't bleed from one side to the other, so that we have individual stained glass looking pieces in each side. We also put the clear down so that the color isn't so thick, so that we can still get some light through it. After we get it all pushed into the corners and to the edges, we're going to grab the torch and heat it all up, get all the bubbles out of it, make sure it's nice and smooth, and then we're going to move on to doing the same thing to the white one. Again, we've got the clear epoxy spread around to all the edges. We're going to grab the torch and get all the bubbles out of it and then let it set. Now that the clear is all set up, we're going to mix up our colors for each of the squares. We've got 12 squares, so we've got 12 colors, and we are mixing them with mica powder. Again, it's just a fine powder. It changes the color a little bit. We're going to mix them up real good, and then we're going to spread a very thin layer of the mica powder with the epoxy into each one of the squares. Now we're going to use these small pipettes to put color into each one of the squares. Little squares, we don't want to overfill them so that it runs out and runs over the edge, so we just want enough to give us a nice thin layer in there so that the light of the lantern will still be able to shine out through it. Now we're going to speed this video up a little bit so that you can see how we do each one of the colors. It took us about an hour to do one side of these, and then we let it cure overnight for 24 hours, and then we'll move on to the next side and do the same thing over and over 4 times until all 4 sides have been coated evenly, and each side we did a little different variation of the colors to get exactly what we were looking for. Here we are wrapping it all up, putting the last of the color into this side, and then you can see that we've got some air bubbles in it. We'll get the torch out and clean that all up and be ready to move on. Here we go with all 4 sides done and coated. Quick look, every side's a little different. Every one we used a little different color variation. than on the black one. You can see with the light shining through, we still get some light through in the color. Now let's take them outside and see what they look like outside. Here we have them outside hanging on the porch. In the night, light from inside still shines through them nicely, and we still get the color. And even if we back up a little bit and you get a ways away from them, it's still pretty obvious that they're colored. You can see them. Thank you for stopping in and checking out my stained glass lanterns with epoxy. Please subscribe, like this video. If you don't like it, go ahead and tell me what you think I should do differently. Other than that, have a good week, and thanks for joining me over here today.